No, you should have gone during lunch.
There are about 2,050 students here on campus. Now this is the only bathroom, and that for the boys, that is open all day for us. So imagine 2,050 students. Well, obviously some of them are girls, some of them are guys, but just with this one bathroom that has about 4 stalls in it.
Yeah. Yes. I wait in line for 20 minutes and then I walk away because I just get so annoyed and I leave.
Do you
Yes.
restrooms that we have? And these ones usually only stay open until lunchtime. So these are, and this one only has like 3 bathroom stalls in it. So I don't know, there's not really any point. Well, obviously there's a point, but this one gets crowded really fast. So.
Yes.
Yeah. During lunch, maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, and then during like ISI, like maybe 5. Yes.
Yes, I have. Yeah, it might be a problem for the girls because I always see them complain like, oh, the line's always long.
We asked 25 students from each grade level, have you ever been late to class for using the restrooms? 13 freshmen said yes, 12 said no. 10 sophomores said yes, 15 said no. 15 juniors said yes, 10 said no. 16 seniors said yes, and 9 said no. We also asked, have you or anyone you know experienced a medical issue due to the lack of restroom uses? 7 freshmen said yes, 18 said no. 15 sophomores said yes, 22 said no. 7 juniors said yes, 18 said no. 8 seniors said yes, and 17 said no. When asked, out of all your classes, do any of your teachers deduct points for using the restroom? 14 freshmen said yes, 11 said no. 10 sophomores said yes, 15 said no. 11 juniors said yes, 14 said no. 10 seniors said yes, and 15 said no. Our last question was, has it ever been a problem for you to use the restroom during ISI, nutrition, and/or lunch due to long lines? 23 freshmen said yes and 2 said no. 18 sophomores said yes, 7 said no. 25 juniors said yes, none said no. 25 seniors said yes and 2 said no. We also asked 25 boys from each grade level, do you believe the line for the girls' restroom is too long? 19 freshmen said yes and 6 said no. 12 sophomores said yes and 2 said no. 16 juniors said yes and 7 said no. 15 seniors said yes and 9 said no.
It depends. Freshmen, yes. Juniors, no. Yes, I have. It must suck to be a female in that situation. Yes. The school should provide more facilities to not just female students, but I think all students. And then restrooms should be open, or they should specify when restrooms are open, or when they need to be cleaned, or when they're closed. Because if we go outside right here, sometimes they're open and sometimes they're not. So actually it like interferes with learning because students have to go up to like the J building or they have to find a restroom. So they're spending like 15, 20 minutes trying to find a restroom.
The bathrooms right now are currently open while classes are in session. However, when classes aren't in session, when people should be using the restroom, they're closed.
Hi, my name is Angelica Ramos and I'm a public health nurse with LA County Public Health. I was approached by a group of students at Los Altos High School to talk about urinary retention, some of its possible problems and causes and complications from it. Urinary retention is basically holding in the urine, unable to empty your bladder. It could be because of a medical condition, or it could be intentionally done. And it seems to me that it's happening more and more in high school students, where their girls, or basically young girls, are holding in the urine because why? There is either a lack of not enough restrooms for them to go during their break hours, or sometimes the teachers are not allowing them to empty their bladders during class hours. I know sometimes they claim it's disruptive to the class, but when you start looking at urinary retention, it has the potential to be a chronic or an acute condition. After a while, just think about it. You girls are holding the urine for long periods of time. Holding in that urine causes a lot of abdominal pain, cramps. When they hold the urine for a long time, what happens is the urine ends up getting backed up, back to your ureters, back to your bladder. And what that means is many times they end up with urinary tract infections. Those urinary tract infections basically means she's going to have a lot of abdominal pain, cramps. She's going to have a lot of pain when she goes to the restroom to empty her bladder. So what does that mean? That means one of the parents has to probably take her to the doctors. She's probably going to have to start medication. So what does that mean? She's missing time either from school, from class. Parents are missing work to take them to the doctors. It's costing time and money for both the school and the parents, when a simple 5-minute break to the restroom could have easily prevented the whole problem from escalating. And another thing too is once they're putting on antibiotics, one of the biggest recommendations is, of course, to push fluids. Have them well hydrated. Drink lots of water to make sure you flush out all that infection. And what does that mean? If she's going to be drinking all that water, that means she's going to have to pee it back out. And that's probably what got her in the trouble, or got her in the situation in the first thing, right? It's been very hot these last couple days. We keep telling our kids, stay hydrated, drink lots of water. You got to remember, what comes in must come out. So let's practice what we preach and allow these girls to, empty their bladder. It's healthy for them. It's healthy for everybody. It's cost effective. And in the long run, we're going to have a healthier teens. Thank you.
One possible solution could be to expand the girls' restroom in order to add more stalls. A pro to adding more restroom stalls can reduce time spent waiting in line. Therefore, less class time will be missed. However, adding extra stalls will cost the school thousands of dollars to supply the labor and tools to get the job done, plus another hundreds of dollars to supply the restrooms with the proper maintenance and toiletries. Our second solution would be building a completely separate new restroom for the girls. A pro is that this solution would help prevent less medical issues among young women. A con is that this solution is very time-consuming and may take months to build. Therefore, it may lead in a distraction to students during school hours. Our best solution would be having all the restrooms open during all school hours. The girls won't have to waste valuable class time to use the restroom, and they will have less medical problems. By being able to have all the restrooms open, it would give the opportunity to use the restroom more often. To have this plan work, we will need to have more toiletries and have the janitors work more to keep the restrooms clean. A post side effect to this problem would cause people to be more hydrated because they know that all the restrooms will be open during nutrition, eyesight, lunch, and after school. The cost for this solution would cost an extra hundreds of dollars a year to keep all the restroom supplies with the toiletries and give the proper pay to the janitors. For the solution to work, we would need the administration to allow the janitors to keep the restrooms open at all times during school hours. The district would need to provide us with the proper resources to keep all the restrooms supplied with toilet paper, seat protectors, and soap. To convince the administration to keep all the restrooms open during all school hours, we will need to show them the facts and statistics that prove what happens when students are not able to use the restroom.
Los Altos' current bathroom policy is closing the restrooms furthest to the back of the school during our lunch hour. Also, closing the restrooms closest to the front of the school nearest to the lunch lines after our lunch period ends.
Overall, the girls' restroom line is causing students to be tardy, lose learning time, and acquire medical issues.